Hello everyone, this is Tessanne with Tessanne Plays. I hope everyone's doing well today. I thought today we'd begin our No Man's Sky journey. This will be the first video in my playlist of No Man's Sky. I'll go back and forth from new player episodes to expedition episodes to just playing my main play. I have over 1,000 hours in my main play and different hours in other ones to do the expedition, especially this one because there's a lot of testing of new things. They recommend that you do it on a new playthrough rather than a main save because they're updating and bug fixing daily as the bugs appear. A lot of times expeditions are used to teach you new gameplay that's been added to the game, and the expedition will walk you through how to use it and make a fun mini game of it. No matter which save you take into an expedition, it's going to hop in like it was a brand new save. It's like in a instant zone is what it amounts to, and then when you're done it pops back to your regular gameplay, or it becomes a new normal save. Or if it was a permadeath one, like one time there was a permadeath expedition, and so it was a permadeath save. But anyways, what you do is when you go back, you go to new game, and then this screen will come up and you can completely customize your game any way you want, at any time you want, even on an existing save. But to do an expedition, we're going to go down here to Expedition Remnant. It has 6 weeks remaining, and what I'm hoping to get through tonight is Phase 1. I'm going to film for about an hour. If I'm not through with Phase 1, we'll stop at a good look place and then we'll continue on the next episode. So you click on that. Got some rocky music going. I have really good music in the game. I like to have the music on. I'm going to see whether or not my adjustments that I made last time I tried to film this. So here we are, and you hold the E key and you hold it down while the circle fills. I'm not going to say anything while this happens.
Life support systems activated. Shield kinetic system online.
It's like you're waking up.
Propulsion jetpack online. Multi-tool and mining laser attachment operational. User initialization sequence complete.
Still a gag. It changes every Wednesday when you load and make a new expedition save file. Every Wednesday you'll pop in as something different, and I've been popping in since I first started messing with the expedition as a little geek. It's basically you go hit escape and go to expedition, and there's 5 phases. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and complete. And each phase has a set of objectives. This one has 7, and then a complete. And then each objective tells you what you're going to get. And so this one, we have to investigate the processing facility, and that will reward us with cobalt, ion battery, and life support, which we're on a hot and cold planet. Hot during the day, cold during the night. And so we need the ion battery and the life support. So that's a good start. So we'll highlight that one. And there's, you pop right in right at the processing facility. So you hit WASD. You're going to slide down the mountain. He's got a trash can hat, I call him. Looks like he has a trash can on his head. So they've added new gameplay in this latest update called Remnant. And on all the planets, there is now planets that have toxic waste. And there's facilities where you can clean it up. And it's another way to make nanites. You have money, units, nanites, and quicksilver. And units are done through gameplay, as are nanites. And then quicksilver is something done in what's called the anomaly. And you do daily missions and you get quicksilver. And I think you can get 450 a day. So you put hit E to move the technology, and you put like items together and you get what's called an adjacency bonus, and that's already on a supercharged slot, so that would give us 30 shield strength and 30 health, but on a super slot it gives you 37 and 41, and we don't really have anything else except maybe this that would benefit from a super slot, and that just gives us more jet power and sprint recovery. So let's go do the first objective, which is to check out the processing facility, and see it has that white icon. That's the plant control panel. So we'll go over there.
Temperature levels stabilizing.
That's the name of the planet. Lost Star, Major, Pollutants Report, Industrial Remnants, Significant, Waste, Widespread, and the geosphere is heavy. Not quite sure what geosphere means. And this is cool, because most of the time, anything you interact with never says your name. Hello, user Tessan. Welcome to Lost Star Major, Waste Hauling Registration Field. Field equipment available. Download the Gravitino coil blueprint. So let's do that. It's going to take 3 magnetic resonators, a gravitino ball, and chromatic metal. And that should be the first objective in phase 1. So we hit escape and we go to expedition and we can collect our reward. Now, I'm a veteran player. I've been playing No Man's Sky since 2018. I believe I have just right under 5,000 hours. I have 4,338 total hours in the game. Let me get my mouse back. Okay, so I know that to make so let's install it. We don't have any of the things. I know to make chromatic metal that we need to process in the processor, which there isn't one, but there is one in our backpack, which is an advanced piece of tech that you get through gameplay. In order to run it, it needs carbon. Carbon comes from trees and plants, and you can hit F and you can look on the right hand side, and this planet has available for interaction salvageable scrap, which we're not going to get because that makes a spaceship, You can build your own spaceship. Cactus flesh. Vile brood. That's a mini battle or a mini boss or a little boss fight. And it has emerald, pyrite, and cobalt. Well, emerald, when you process it, will turn into chromatic metal. And if you look, anything you need to do is flashing on the bottom right hand screen, and it will always tell you 100% what to do. If it's a message or a quest objective that you don't want, just hit escape and go to log, and you can control what you see. So what we want to do is make magnetized ferrite. So what we're going to do is we're going to run just outside the site. So that looks like you put like nuclear waste. And that one looks like explosive waste. And this one looks like just general waste. And no, that's nuclear. So that must be toxic. Oh. Where do you put it in? Oh, that's right. You have to go up the stairs and drop it in. Okay. You have a jetpack, which is spacebar. Alright, which is the best way to go get some goodies? If you hit the F key, you can see what's out there. There is some cobalt 300 units away. Let's go get that. We need that. And along the way, if we see some trees or plants or ferrite dust, it's going to be rocks and minerals. Uh-oh. From watching other people's videos, the very first thing you want to do on a new playthrough is go to Options and Network. Multiplayer, turn it off, because even though this is multiplayer and they're everywhere around, turning it off, if two people run to the same place and try and harvest the same thing, they can't if it's enabled. If it's disabled, it's like I'm all by myself, even though other people are all around me. I don't know how to explain that, but that's how it is. You also need to make sure allow PvP when you first log in on a new save. It's going to say anyone, and you don't want that. You want it to be no one. And then you can just, if you're playing with your friends or this is all okay, but multiplayer disabled, PvP with no one, or there's always a butthead. They're everywhere. So we're going to go down in, and this will hit you if you go near it. If you get close, you can get that little berry and get an extra 21 oxygen over what you're going to get if you shoot it. Because hazardous plants are bad because they hit you, but are good because they give you oxygen. There's another one. He'll smack me if I get near, and then I'll smack him. This is good. I know that you can make magnetized ferrite with condensed carbon and pyrite, or ferrite dust. That is a plant. I also learned that if you're a new player, you won't know that you can scan items with F and left mouse button. But I heard that you shouldn't, because you need to scan items in your colossal exoxraft. Here's ferrite dust. So we're not going to scan anything right now. I'm going to try and speed up so that we don't get too far in the hour and not have accomplished. So we're harvesting oxygen, carbon, ferrite, and we saw cobalt. But we're going to need all this stuff, so we might as well just stop and get it so we don't have to keep stopping and getting it, if that makes any sense. We overheat. You can see your mining bean information in the upper right hand corner. And like I said, the game is always going to be telling you what to do. And it will cycle through. So we want to do this one. So it'll give us information on how to do it. We can't get that one because we need an advanced mining laser, which we don't have. I do know that there is a facility 7 minutes away that we need to refill our multi-tool. Now you can do it one of two ways. You can hit tab and click on the multi-tool tab and fill it that way. I'm going to right click out, or you can do X, up arrow, mining beam, carbon. And it's real fast. See, I did it real fast just by left clicking. And that's a more efficient way. But if you don't know what to do, you can always hit tab and go to the exosuit, starship, and multi-tool tabs. So we're on a cold planet at night. Under our exosuit, we can, we don't have right here our hazard protection. You can fill it with a battery, or you can fill it with sodium, which we do not have, which we need to get. You hit C, and it scans, and it'll tell you where things are. There's sodium right there. Let's see what we have. So, if we can now fuel, and I believe, let's see, condensed carbon makes carbon, magnetized ferrite. See, so that's like a shortcut. So we can take and make 176. So we'll let that start. We're going to press F. Oh look, right there's some nuclear waste. There's the gravitino ball, 85 units. Now, there are things called sentinels on this planet. Right there. There's one. Oh, that's an animal. Sentinels do not like you touching gravitino balls. They also, if they're nearby, they don't like you harvesting anything. If they catch you doing it, they will attack you. There's some emerald, there's some pyrite, and there was cobalt right near. And there's the cobalt. So let's get the gravitino ball that's right there. And we're going to run. It takes 30 seconds to get away from them. But let me show you something under expedition. We only need one. But collect gravitino balls, 32. So we're also limited on how much space we have in our inventory, so we have to be careful on collecting expedition rewards until we have room for them. But we are going to collect all these Gravitino balls, and then we're going to run from the Sentinels for 30 seconds towards something that we need. So hear them? There they are, and they're all mad. So we're going to run. And I want this, because that'll make more magnetized ferrite. And so up in the upper right hand corner, it'll count down when we're trying to get away from it. And hit C, so maybe we can get some, there we go, now that's on the countdown. So in 30 seconds they'll no longer be interested in us. There's somebody's face. If they detect you, the 30 second count starts all over. So since it's at 24, they must have detected us. But we should be okay now. We should be far enough away. So I'm just going to keep harvesting stuff as we run. I want that right there. That should have stopped, but it hasn't. Oh, I hear him. Yeah. They're going to shoot at us when they make that noise. What I'm going to do is get back to I'm almost positive we ran this way. I want to get back closer to the waste processing facility. Ooh, that's a hole. Go, we're down to 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1. Deactivate. Now, let's find the waste production facility. There it is. Let's get something making. Oh, we got the Gravitino ball, so we can put that in. We go back and we have the magnetized ferrite. I don't know if we need to make some more, so let's just go ahead and do that. We can make another 286. There's the cobalt we were going after. Look how far away we got from it running from those. No, there they are. Let's go get the emerald. The emerald will make chromatic metal. Normally, the process for chromatic metal, you would use copper, but there's no copper here because we're on a green star system. And I know that in the, you have to, in the objectives, you have to find 6 waypoints. So, discover minerals, find all the creatures, reach the 5th heap. From somewhere, we have to find 6 waypoints. And a waypoint are these things. It's a save point. It'll save your game. It'll kind of tell you where you're at, tell you that you discovered it, and it will give you a navigational data, and it will give you nanites. So we have now got our first money, 10 nanites. So we want to chart 6 of these waypoints for the expedition. So there's one. Let's go get the emerald. And we'll start chromatic metal making. Now, the way you do this is you hit G. G cycles through. We were on mining beam. Now we're on terrain manipulator, and that's what we want to harvest this. And then we have a gun, and then it comes back to mining beam. So if we hit T, it's on the largest mining capability. But we're going to hit T. That's medium, and that's small. We want it on small because we want to get as much of this emerald as we can so we don't have to get any more. So it's on the smallest setting, and that means we'll get more. You can see in the upper right hand corner how much we're getting. And I imagine we're going to need at least 400 to 600. And it takes fuel to run the mining beam, which is carbon, and it also takes fuel to run the terrain manipulator, and that's ferrite dust. But it's also just dirt, and that's, to me, a more effective way to fuel it is with the dirt rather than use the ferrite dust, which we need for so many other things. And the dirt's just sitting there, and it'll make glass when you have that recipe. So it just makes more sense to use the dirt for the fuel. Let's fuel everything up. So go over there and use dirt instead of ferrite dust. Then let's give ourselves some oxygen. Let's fill up. Oh, we don't have any batteries, so we're going to have to use sodium. We don't have sodium. Oh, yeah, we have batteries. Oh, it's full. Batteries can be made with ferrite dust and cobalt. Unless cobalt is on a planet in a mineral source like this, cobalt can always be found in caves. And in caves, there's also something, this little cave bulb, that when you process it, it turns into sodium. So caves not only protect you from the elements, because when you go into a cave, it refills all your hazard protection. It also gives you things that will protect you. So does hazardous flora. Hazardous flora gives you things that will protect you. Just about there. You can always move it to the medium setting with T and move it back to the smallest setting with R. Once you've got enough of a said element, you know, you can use the medium. You'll get less, but you'll get it faster. But we really need it right now. So we want to get as much as we can in one go. The more we get now, the less we'll have to stop and get it in the future. And I'm moving kind of slow so I can explain things, especially if it's your first time doing an expedition. You may have had the game for a really long time and not realized how much changes that they've made in the game from the very beginning. It's not the game that first came out. It seems tedious, but this first initial get will be worth it in the future. If you have any questions, we ran out of fuel, so we'll go up, hit the arrows, and use the dirt. If you have any questions, since we're just beginning, ask them down in the comments. I'm going to try and title this video so that perhaps you'll see it if you're new, and it'll be helpful. We're about 30 minutes into our time. I think we'll manage to get our Gravitino weapon, our Gravitino coil built, and we should be able to get an exoxraft built and maybe get to the first waypoint. That little piece, kind of. I've been filming videos quite a bit. I hope you'll go over and check them out. I've been trying to do new player videos. And I want to do and make content for things I'm always searching for and I'm dissatisfied because I can't find anything on the information that I want. And that's what kind of videos I want to make. It gives information for people who are looking for information on gaming, on a specific game or a particular game. Of course, I'm going to do games that I know. When I first started out, I didn't have a microphone and didn't use voice. I just basically let the game be the sounds. And now that I have a mic, my voice will be adding to the game descriptions. I had a little bit of trouble getting a mic that would, a lot of my videos you can barely hear me because the mics were just inadequate. And the big nice mic that I bought was roboting, and it took me forever to figure out how to not robot. So up and running now, and it should sound better than my other videos. And we are just about done. We're going to head back to the waste facility, and while we're running, we'll get some sodium, and we'll get the emerald turning into chromatic metal. Oh, isn't that nice? Look how much we got. We are gonna be really good. You hit C and we can split the stack. Let's do that. Alright, so let's turn all of these crystals. If you hit E on them, they'll turn into other things. So they may give us ferrite, pure ferrite, and magnetized ferrite. There was another one. There it is. That gave us ferrite dust and magnetized ferrite. So let's find the waste facility. I believe it's behind us. So many things to see, you can't get your eyes to focus on what we want to see. So you'll probably see it before me and say, it's over there, silly. I believe it is this way. Alrighty. Alright, so we should be able to make the magnetic coils. Oh, we need cobalt. Pyrite. There was the emerald. There's the cobalt. Back on the mining beam. That's some good stuff right there. That'll make us magnetized ferrite. And it's also a higher form of carbon, or the next form up of carbon. And it will turn back into carbon. And if you use it instead of carbon, you'll use less. Ferrite dust is ferrite dust. We're going to hit G and get back to terrain manipulator, and R to make sure it's small. In the processor, the refiner, ferrite dust turns into pure ferrite dust, and pure ferrite dust turns into magnetized ferrite. Or you can use condensed carbon and ferrite dust to make magnetized ferrite. There's many, many, many combinations of ways to use the refiner and the personal refiner and make items into higher tiered items.
Technology recharge.
Alright.
Ground protection falling.
We're gonna go here. Then we're gonna make our things. So we have so now we should be able to take the cobalt and make it ionized cobalt. Fill it up.
Technology recharge.
And let's find us some sodium. I went down in here because it protects us from the elements. You can see it will do a scan and it'll tell us where the sodium is. This makes life support gel, which you use in place of oxygen. Here's a cave. It's hazardous flora.
Technology recharge.
This is giving us oxygen. There's the cave marrow ball. We can cross that. And here is, this says analyze. It has a second item.
Units received.
Silver. I don't know what good that'll do us.
Ground protection falling.
Let's get some cave marrow balls and some cobalt. I'm not going to scan it so that we don't have problems later on. When you scan items, you get money. That's a way to make money. So when we scan that item, we got 200 units. Alrighty. Which cobalt do we have? Another 145. Let's split that and use it to make some batteries. If you hit, if you look, it says build, left click, change the amount with A and D. So if we hit D, let's make 6. And then let's process that. And that. And this is finished. Another 36. I right clicked, took me to the exosuit. Now 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. We need 3. So now go to the multi-tool and we should be able to, there's our 3 resonators, there's our chromatic metal, gravitino ball coil installed, and that finished. The next phase of the expedition. Now we're back to we need to find that facility, and it's hiding from us. It's nearby. We need to go back to there.
Protection falling.
There's so many things to see. There it is. So what I'm doing was holding F, and then if you have a little cursor plus sign, and if you highlight something with the plus sign and hit and hold down the E key, it will make it targeted for you. Let's see what our collect reward is and see if it'll be useful to us right now. So yes, it's a significant upgrade for frost, which is cold, thermal, which is hot, and a defensive system upgrade, which will make our gun better. So let's collect those as we run back. Hit our gun and get it on mining beam. Why not harvest while you run? There's also little boxes laying all over that. Oh, that looks like some waste. Look at that. We can run up one back. Let's see. Now we have the mining beam, terrain manipulator, and the gravitino coil. And it says, test the gravitino coil. Identify industrial waste with the visor, which we did, and we found it. And repel, aim, and so if you are like that, it moves it away. But we're going to carry that with us. If you right click, it picks it up. And we're going to take it back with us. Let's get it up in the air. Because you can damage it, and it can explode, and it can hurt you, and even kill you.
Temperature levels stabilizing.
And we are here. Now, what one is this? If you throw it in the wrong one, and I can see you left click and throw it. Oops, we missed. And we got 20 nanites. Oh, look at that. Yeah, okay. Aim at industrial waste. There should be some laying all over the place. And we did it. See, look. We take this. We've got it. That's industrial waste. Just general. So we hit left. Whoops. Bad aim. If you throw the wrong one in, it doesn't give you anything. So we're throwing the right one, and this is just general. So let's see. Colossus Bay plans and flatbed chassis. We want that. So now we have a Colossus and a flatbed, and now we can gather all of this stuff up. We're going to need metal plating, ion battery, and paraffinium. There is no paraffinium on this planet. And so the way to make paraffinium is pyrite, which is on this planet. Emerald. Pyrite, 242. We know that it's straight ahead. Let's keep this little thing here that keeps disappearing on us targeted. We know the pyrite's this way. And we can just hit F and keep going towards it. Right there. Put our gun with G back on mining beam. So we can harvest stuff that we need. And then down on the bottom right, you can see your jetpack, and we were out of Rupa. You can see the pyrite straight ahead, it's yellow. If you have any questions, make sure you leave them in the comments, because you're going to hit G to get the terrain manipulator, and R to make it smaller. This one just got the basics going. Get you to jump in. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to make our Colossus and flatbed. Ran out of gas. Up arrow, over. You can also go in your settings and you can change the voice in your exosuit. I turned the sound down because they were so loud. It was difficult to hear anything over the music and the ambient sounds. Every planet is different, and every planet is procedurally generated. And in the multiplayer form, like there's people all over the place. I'll show you in a minute. Go up, all the way over. What we're going to do, just click on the exosuit. We're going to refuel it. We're going to put the pyrite in along with ferrite dust, and that makes paraffinium. Look at, we have hardly any ferrite dust. While we're getting the rest of this pyrite, we'll get that cooking. And we got the cobalt and made batteries, so we're okay that we don't have sodium. Got every last little drop. Fat fingered. Now we switch G, switches back to mining beam. And let's get some ferrite dust because we have barely any. Another way to get ferrite dust is let your refiner do the work for you while you move across is look for little boxes on the ground. Buried mineral formation. Hit tab. Let's get the paraffinium down. Put some more ferrite dust in. We got a little bit. And where's that puppy at? Oh, you make it hit Z, then you can hit the Colossus Bay. We need 5 metal plating, which takes ferrite dust, and we just put it all in the tray manipulator. Bulk caster mining loop. Some right there. There's these little boxes laying all over the ground. Haven't seen any. There we go. Buried, no, that's a buried cache. There's these little boxes laying all over the ground, and they give you basic materials. They give you, there's a lot of it. They give you oxygen, carbon, and rusted metal comes out of one of the boxes. And rusted metal can be processed into ferrite dust. So that's kind of like not a cheating, but a more, a smart way. Work smart, not hard kind of thing. Put it in your backpack refiner that works on your back as you do other things. Sorry, I keep hitting the F key and the tab key. Alrighty. Now let's see if we got enough to make 5 metal plating. Hit the D key. Nope. I can only make 3. I think it takes 50 per metal plating. You can do by E. Well, still not enough. See a couple sodium. You pick those up by hitting E. Surprised I haven't seen any of those boxes that have all the materials in it. That there's quite a bit here. We overheated. If you watch, there's a white bar going up right there in the right hand upper corner. when it overheats, the higher that bar gets, the more powerful it gets. So if you let off, see we're doing 90, 96, but it was almost overheated. So if you let off, you are more effective. Alrighty, that should be one more. Hit E, hit Z. We should be able to build it. Now, once we build it, right click off. It has two computer panels on it. One, if you run off and you leave your exocraft, you can summon it. Number two, you can do modifications. And we got a dump chassis. That's what it looks like. But we got a cabin, configs, right decals, left decals, running gear, chassis. There we go. And turn it into a flatbed. You can change the color. Make it any color you want. I made it white. Let's make it white and yellow. Save the changes. Now we have a dump truck, and we did another milestone. So you hit tab, escape, I'm sorry, and what's the reward? Pre-practice boosters and engine upgrade, which is a good thing. We've collected everything, so let's go ahead and collect that. And when the weather's bad, you can get inside. What we're going to do is we're going to get inside, and we're going to drive it off. We're going to get out, and we're going to come back, and we're going to pick this up. Because when you pick this up, you can place it anywhere else that you are and make modifications or call your exocraft. So you hit Z, and you hit Z. And all that information is up there in that top bar. See it? So we want to delete. So hit X. Now we get all the materials back. And as long as we don't use those materials, we can use them again. Now let's get back in. And let's drive. Well, let's get out of the elements. Now look how much space we have. So we have all of these. So this is that, I think. Let's move this over. And let's put that right there. And see, we have to use things to make it. Let's do that. I don't think we'll need more magnetized ferrite. Now this, we need 2. And that's made with carbon. So we have plenty of carbon, so we'll hit the D key, make 2, and then we'll be able to put that right in. Now, see, they don't buck up together. Now we have wheels. I'm not going to put these in because we need to find out where you can only buy wiring looms. You can't make it, and I don't know how to make the oxide, so that's where Mr. Google Pants comes in handy. So now we built it. We also have some upgrades, exocraft engine module, so we can put that in, and it goes with that one. Maybe it goes with that one. I thought for sure, what is this? Fusion engine. See, those should marry. If they don't, let's go back to the extra suit and see what else we got. Another engine module. And this is boost module. Now see, that one is going to, I wonder why it didn't want to go in. It's already installed, so that's the same thing as that, which is silly. Why give it to us if it was already installed? Now let's put these in. So that makes all of them now work together. Another one. Hot. So now we got extra protection from hot, extra protection from cold. So see, that's ticking down. So we can put deoxide in it, or we can put ion battery in it. And we have 10 of those. Let's let it go down a little bit more and make that battery worth it. So it looks like we have we're running out of room, so we don't need that. So if you hit X when you're in your inventory, you put the mouse over something and you hit X, you can put it in the Colossus. So let's put that in the Colossus, that in the Colossus. Let's leave that in our bags. This will heal us, so let's leave that in our bags. We can put that in the Colossus. All these extra items we can put in the Colossus. You know what? They gave us this, but we already have this. If we since we have it and we can just place it right in, if we hit the mouse scroll wheel, we can dismantle, and it'll give us 8 magnetized ferrite, 25 chromatic metal, and 1 carbon nanotube. So let's do that, because we can just turn right back around and hit E and install it, and we got that stuff. So that's one reason why they might have gave it to us. Alrighty, so we're reaching the 1 hour point. So we started phase 1. We got halfway through it. I went a little slower because I was explaining. I'm approaching this as if you're brand new. And so if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. We'll pick up and we'll finish 1 on the next episode. We're halfway through phase 1. Thanks for watching. Like I said, you got any questions, put them down in the comments and we'll pick right up on the next episode. It'll probably go up when this one does. So I'll see you next episode.